Sprint car racing, Anderson, Indiana. Anderson Speedway is alive, as is the 500 Sprint Car Tour. That's the beautiful water tower over turn 4. This quarter mile is high banked at 17 degrees. We mentioned the 3 divisions. It's the Kenyon Midget Series, sanctioned by USSA. The Midwest Asphalt Champ Kart Series will be racing tonight, as well as the Tony Elliott Classic. 100 laps coming to you here on MAV TV, live on the MAV TV network here in a little while for the Tony Elliott Classic, the 9th race of the 10-race season for the 500 Sprint Car Tour. Last time the series ran, Tyler Rohrig won. Tyler Rohrig is also the only repeat winner of the Tony Elliott Classic. You've heard me talk a lot. Let's bring in Dave Argerbright here. Dave, you've been coming to Anderson Speedway for a long time. Like I said, this feels like home, and you gave me a quick nod, like, yep, we're home for sprint car racing.
Well, you know, Jim, almost since day one, I could just about say. But, yeah, it's great to be back here. It's a beautiful evening. We've had some nice weather. I live up just the road, up the road here a little bit in Noblesville, and we've had a stretch of nice weather here. And it's just a gorgeous evening. Air's kind of cool, and these engines are really going to run tonight. We're going to be in the 60s for race time, and going to be a great night.
This is racing tonight in memory of John Ginder, Big John Ginder. It's a 44-lap feature they're putting on. Big John was all about racing. He actually grew up right near this racetrack, and he went to Pendleton Heights High School. He passed away at the age of 60 back in 2020 on this very weekend. So the thoughts are with the Ginder family, but they're racing for Big John Ginder and the John Ginder Memorial this evening. It's great to see he enjoyed go-kart racing, fishing, cooking. Colts were his team, and Pendleton football. He raced in this series a bunch. 2 feature victories in these Midwest Asphalt Champ Karts for Big John Ginder in his lifetime. They're racing in his memory tonight in a 44-lap feature event. These are cool-looking karts. There's really a lot of difference, but a lot of similarity at the same time. You can see that the Nerf bars that encircle the driver, some have them extended out, some have them tucked in. Bodywork can be somewhat original. We see the side skirts. So those look more like what you see on a dirt go-kart. Very similar in fashion. And in watching practice, Dave, they get around here really quick.
Absolutely. You know, go-karts have been a part of American motorsports now for, you know, really, really long time. And there's always been that disconnect, really, between, you know, street racing and maybe a little bit of road course type racing. But when you get a kart like this on a quarter-mile high-banked oval, it's not unlike what a full stock car is at a place like Daytona. You know, the kind of speed that you carry in a kart on a closed course like this with this banking, and your butt is about 2 inches off the racetrack there. I mean, amateur racers across the country would look at this and say, that looks fun right there. It's got to be a big rush.
It's really cool, and we'll see a lot of different strategies play out to try to get in line. We'll even see some really close bumper-to-bumper racing. Notice that fairing there in the number 5. He's got it cleaned out there. That's Bill Warner, the number 5. He's got that clear Lexan. He wants to see everything going on near his toes, not tucked underneath that cowling with the clear Lexan panel on the front of his number 5 kart rolling off in outside row number 2.
Yeah, you wonder if he wants to better gauge, you know, where his front bumper is, you know, in relation to the car in front of him.
My brother's raced karts for a long time. My brother's a WKA Manufacturers Cup national champion, and what he found was the bodywork was part of it, but he didn't want to have too much of it. He didn't want to have too much constricting what he had to do when he won his national championship back in 1984. But looking at these karts, yes, they progressed. The cages are there for safety. I'm all about that, especially when we come to a stock car track with a champ kart. Let's make sure these drivers can be as safe as possible.
And these are like a sealed Briggs & Stratton type engine with a rev limiter, basically.
Yep.
It's got a pull start, just like the old go-karts, you know, we had as a kid, you know. Yeah. And like I say, this is a great way to give these guys a place to race.
Joe Warner in the black number 72 and the number 99 of David Johnson will lead us to the green flag. Heat race number 1 underway for the Midwest Asphalt Champ Kart Series. Off of turn 4, green flag's flying. I love that sound. Full song into turn 1. Mat that gas and go on the high banks at Anderson.
I don't believe you'd lift here. I think you'd just hammer down all the way around.
Mitchell Stotts in that black number 227 with the blue trim. He's right in the rear bumper already on lap 1 of our race leader. Right to the tail he goes. That's the battle for third. The silver 99, the all-chrome 99 of David Johnson of Indianapolis comes into this race 5th in points. hanging on the bottom white line.
You know what's awesome about these cars, Jim, is you can clearly see the driver. You see his hands. You see how much the track bounces him around, jostles him. That's what open wheels, sprint cars and midgets used to be, before the cowlings and sideboards and all of that kind of stuff. This is pretty epic right here.
Yeah, it's cool. And you can see that they are feeling every inch of this. There's no active suspension on these karts. It's fixed. So it's really the setup and the ride heights and all that kind of stuff. It's really just stiff all the way around for these drivers to navigate.
And you notice how they're trying to stay in line. There really is an element of aerodynamics here at this speed.
The number 60 of Scott Carson, I saw him do a lot of drafting in practice earlier today in that yellow and blue number 60, trying to advance his way up. He's in fourth position now, leading that 3-kart train behind these 4 cars. These are the Midwest Asphalt Champ Karts. Pole sitter from the lead to this point has been Joe Warner in the number 72 out of Brunswick, Ohio. It's a 3-kart breakaway. Make it 4 with that number 5 coming into view. He started outside row 2. We talked about his fairing. Talking about his speed now. That's Bill Warner of Ashley, Indiana. Looking to the inside momentarily. That was an evasive move, or just he hit a bump the wrong way in that number 99, the way he jostled to the inside so quick. That's Johnson, David Johnson. One more circuit round already in this heat race. The first of 2 for the Champ Karts. Will anyone try to make a move here? Warner in that white number 5 looks like he might be setting up a move here. To the outside goes Stotts in the 227. Through the final 2 turns, it'll be a 2-kart race to the finish line. Will the pole winner hang on? Wow, 3-car drag race across the line. Just in time. It looks like the 72 of Joe Warner was able to hang on. Great slingshot move to the finish. Great timing. Great run by Mitchell Stotts out of Milan, Illinois to end up second by just inches. That was exciting.
Yeah, that has to feel exciting, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, you're working with them, but it's all about the momentum. You talked about Matt and the gas all the way around. I just think it's really cool how they were able to do that and how Stotts was able to get right where he needed to be.
I mean, look at how close he is in relative to the racetrack.
Yes.
I mean, it's like laying flat at 60 miles an hour.
And this is how they came across the line to the finish. This is to the checkered flag to win the thing. Stotts was right there. Oh, man. Another 1.5 feet, he would have had him. Great surge at the finish.
There you go. Hey, can you pull my starter for a minute for me, please? Thanks.
These are not kids. These are adults. They just love racing this series, and it's great to see them back here at Anderson Speedway again.
You know what's cool, Jim, is this series, they've attracted guys from, these are not just local guys here in Madison County. I mean, these are people from all over the Midwest and to come and follow this series, and that's cool. Like I say, we're giving these guys, something they want to race and a place to race it. That's really cool.
Yeah, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin, Kentucky, all represented in this series this year. Quick pick and a trophy.
He's even got some trick driving gloves there.
You see that? Little Hot Wheels, maybe.
Yeah.
Says something cool about speed on them. Nice job. Congratulations to Joe Warner out of Brunswick, Ohio for picking up heat race victory number 1. And these guys get to roll out with a pace car in front of them, just like the big boys here at Anderson Speedway on this beautiful Thursday night. Thanks for joining us again on MAV TV on Flow Racing. Rolling for heat race number 2. The wheel and amber lights are flying around the racetrack, and we are rolling them out quickly here. They're going to race tonight in a feature event. You'll see here on MAV TV and Flow Racing a 30-lap feature event for the midgets. These, again, are the 44-lap feature run. So you want to talk about drafting and picking your moments. 44 laps in the Big John Ginder Memorial coming up for these Midwest Asphalt Champ Karts. Point leader in that purple number 000. You see him weaving back and forth there. That's Chris Peters. I'm sorry, second in points heading into this one. Cameron Mason is our point leader. We're getting the signal 1 to go already. Lots of different cars flying around here in different configurations. Talked about the colors, talked about the different fairings, talked about the different roll bars. Now it's down to business here. The number 0 is Chris Peters. Outside row 2. We'll keep an eye on the inside. Number 1, Eric Wellison out of Findlay, Ohio, will lead us to the green flag next to the Cole Rotten, the number 25 out of Greenwood, Indiana. Here we go. Rotten saying to the guy behind him, let's go. Draft, let's go. Come on. Hand gestures. You can see those clear as day as you can see the drivers fighting the wheel. Rotten and the number 25. trying to get that push, the help from the point leader. I'm sorry, the second in points, Chris Peters in the 00. Working it from the front. To the point goes the 25 of Rotten. Still trying to get that draft working. They've drafted by our pole sitter, the black number 1 of Eric Wellison. Trying to set it up, just can't get to the bottom to make it a clean run. Good job. A couple of other carts drafting there in unison. The number 1 of Wellison and the gray number 31 of Randy Nesbitt of Danville, Indiana. They have now worked nicely to second and third. Knocking Peters back to 4th in the 00. Now they're doing a lot of movement here. A lot of movement.
Got to run to the inside. It's over.
So the 2 that battle for third are now the battling for the lead pair. The 1 of Wellison. The 31 of Randy Nesbitt running second. Trying to break that draft now. Well, yeah, we're bumping. We're moving. We're pushing. Top 3 carts now. Locked together on the front stretch. To the outside with a look goes the 31 of Nesbitt. Tied for 15th in the points. It'd be huge to have a win here this late in the season for Nesbitt in the 31. Challenging back, Cole Rutten in the number 25. Wow, what a quick snap it was there.
Well, if you move to the outside to maybe make a move, then you give that inside up and somebody slots in behind you there. That's tough.
That could have been big. Randy Nesbitt went nerf to nerf. If he got into the rear wheel.
Yeah, Nesbitt, when he moved to the outside to try to make a run on the leader there, he opened the door.
Here we go. White flag was in the air. Coming to the checkered flag. Another great finish here in the Midwest Champ Karts. To the line. Who got it that time? Give it to the 25 of Rotten. Wow.
That's
another
good
scramble.
Racing.
Good racing indeed. Rotten will get the win over Randy Nesbitt, the number 31. Eric Wellison will finish third. Fourth will go to Chris Peters. Just when the number 25 of Rotten thought he had help, he dropped back to third. And as you said, he went to the inside and gone. Look how that left rear is smaller and set way over to the right. He's got a different setup, or at least that or the Nerf bars. Maybe the side panel there has given me a little bit of a look at what his setup is. Compared to where that side panel runs. He's taking off those arm restraints. Rolling back through, giving a thumbs up to the officials. He'll roll out to the front stretch and collect his trophy for winning heat race number 2 in the Midwest Asphalt Champ Kart Series.
You know, I have to guess, Jim, when your last name is Rotten, you have your share of nicknames.
Well, I'm guessing. It's R-H-O-T-O-N. I'm sure he might say it differently, but you see it on the roll bar there on top. Yeah. Rooting on. Cole, he can start his own kart if you need to.
That's cool. Hey, that's great. He's pumped. That's wonderful.
Hey, he's got the visor up. You can hear the reaction from Denny, the longtime PA guy here, giving a little shout out to him. That's pretty cool. Heat races are concluded now in both the Kenya Midgets and the Midwest Asphalt Champ Kart Series. More to come on MAV TV and Flow Racing from Anderson Speedway on a Thursday night. Come on back.
See racers who are truly grateful and appreciative of officials, and that tells me a lot about the dynamics of this series.
Yeah, they gave those gift cards to the officials. They gave the watches to the 3 principals. Casey over at Lucas Oil IRP, he's going to get one too. And looking at how that series has developed, we know about the Little 500. We know that they've had the Tony Lake Classic the last 6-7 years. We also know that we love sprint car racing, and we love the fact that we're investing back in it. And the investment comes from the teams. They need to buy in. They need to be the show. Over 20 cars a race showed up this year, each and every one of the races this year. With one remaining on Saturday, October 22nd. That's Championship Saturday. That'll happen across town at Lucas Oil IRP in Claremont.
That's going to be a great finale.
Yeah, the Midwest Asphalt Champ Kart Series are rolling down the racetrack. Rob Klepper, what a race that was.
Yes,
that'd be a pretty cool experience to be around what was happening down there, realizing where this Series is and where it's going there on the front stretch.
Yeah, I mean, it's coming down to it, right? Every championship you want to come down to the final race, and that's where this one's going to happen at a track that both drivers in it for the title are really good. So it's going to be interesting to see how it shakes out. Cody probably wasn't thrilled with where he finished tonight, but the good thing is for him, kept the number one behind him. So we'll see how it shakes out at Raceway Park as we're getting set for something that I've never seen before, guys, but watching them in practice and during the heat races, they like to draft. It looks like a snake when they're out there. One guy goes high, they all go high. So really getting excited for the karts.
It's going to be an interesting finish to the night, and I have to say that our utility, Shannon Stafford, brought a box of donuts up here to the booth. So life is not just good, Jim. Life is great.
Jack's Donuts in a purple box.
That's right.
Can't wait. We're gonna wait till after the race because I'm not a big fan of somebody talking with a big old cheek full of food.
Professional demeanor.
You can do it, but
No, we'd be wearing out the talkback button.
This is the big John Ginder Memorial 44-lap race, Rob Klepper.
Well, you guys were talking about the donuts. When the gentleman brought them over and dropped them off, I think he was trying to pay us off because he said, "Can you give me a ride to the infield right before opening ceremonies?" As he handed me a box of Jack's Donuts, and I'm like, "Yeah, I guess I can do that." So I ate a cinnamon roll, and we brought him to the infield, and they were awesome. And it looks like we're set to go green here with the karts, boys.
Yeah, you and the crew ate most of the donuts, but we got a few squares left. They did a nice job in portioning them. We are going racing in the Midwest Asphalt Champ Kart Series. 44 laps, and we're underway. Green flag flying with our pole sitter, Joe Warner, already lined up to lead the stream in formation down the backstretch. Running behind him, Cole Roten. I'm going to call him Roten, not Rotten. What do you think? Should I change it up today? Why not? Cole Roten in number 25 now looks to the inside. He looks behind him. Roten's very active. Looking behind him, doing hand gestures. He's got the lead now with a yellow helmet. White fairing, number 25.
That's kind of amazing, Jim, and you see how much they're moving their head to look for, obviously with a helmet you don't have a lot of peripheral vision, and it's just amazing with these open cars you could really see that kind of nuance there. Pretty cool.
Randy Nesbitt was his drafting partner in the heat race. He's in that gray number 31.
Watch, man, when he gets to the corner, he's leaning his body to the left, just like a kart anywhere has ever done. That's awesome.
And Nesbitt was right with him for the entire run, and he wants more. He wants another push. He knows the gap he has to build here. Our race leader in the number 25, the hand gesture. Very obvious to everyone, including the car behind him. It's like, come on, let's go. Let's go, Randy. Let's get some distance.
You can see on the left side, or on the right side of the cockpit there, they've got a mirror, it looks like. Or no, that's an engine monitor, it looks like a screen.
Yep. Yeah, digital readout there to make sure everything's on temp, and you can gauge things to make sure if that motor gets super hot, they can shut it off before they got to rebuild it. These are Briggs & Stratton powered Midwest Asphalt Champ Karts. Running there now, that great battle for third. 3 karts battling here, the 72 of Joe Warner, leading that train into turn 3.
It's hard to run somebody down, Jim, when you're wide open like this. This feels like a really big racetrack to these cars, and it's all momentum. Very tough to run somebody down.
With an inside run, Mitchell Stotts in the number 227. He's running 4th right now in that black cart with the blue trim. There he goes. Those 2 karts are now broken away from the 5th place kart in just a lap's time.
That's just excellent camera work, isn't it? Look at that. Yellow flag.
Caution is out. I know we had only one incident in practice earlier today. It involved Nick Hostetler. So if you're watching for Nick on the stream, Nick had an issue in practice before he got to qualifying. Eyeball in the number 60 of Scott Carson came in here 4th in the points in that number 60. He was doing a lot of drafting in practice in the heat race. I thought we'd see Scott right with the top 5 bunch in this one.
He runs more of a containment seat there. You can see up around the helmet there. That would really limit your ability to look behind you, look beside you, but you can obviously see the benefit in an accident.
37 laps to go in the 44-lap Big John Ginder Memorial. John was a local racer, loved this series, loved go-karting, fishing, and cooking. John Ginder passed away at the age of 60 in October of 2020. This race is named in his honor and races with his car number 44 as the lap count here tonight at Anderson Speedway.
44 laps here is these guys will be...
That's a workout.
That's all they want. By the time this one's over.
44 is good. We're good.
Yeah.
Don't need 46. Don't need 50. It's a big racetrack. and these carts really get sewing. Now we see some hand gesturing going on.
Yeah. And you can see, you know, how it jostles them in the car. It's very fatiguing.
Yeah, and then just trying to get their communication right. He's like, okay, this is what we're going to do here, and that's great to see how he's be able to direct from the front. Cole Roten in the 25.
That's just awesome camera work. Sorry to keep harping on that.
I'm going to keep changing his name. I keep saying Roten. I'm sorry.
You're in the car with him at this point. You know?
We are. We can see the entire configuration except for his toes with the way these carts are perfect for television. I love it. See that the steering wheel at the top is cut off, so you can actually grab that at some points. I mean, I've done enough karting where if you've got a butterfly steering wheel, it can help you at certain points. If you need to just change your hand position, you're not going to lose a lot, and you also get a better visibility. The top of the wheel chopped off.
And that big lead they had a minute ago, Jim, is now gone. See what they can do here.
Single file restart here. No making moves. The pole sitter, the 72 of Joe Warner, is back in the 5th position. He's at the purple cage, the black side, the yellow numbers, black side panels. Pelican side Warner does.
You're going to want to stay in line right here as you build up all this momentum and stay with them. Don't let them get out away from you.
I think everybody's got that same message. This time the leaders are not able to break away.
Yep.
Rob Klepper, these top two are certainly displaying what they're able to do as teamwork is playing out to their favor right now.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. You know, Roten there in that number 25 out front finished up in the 3rd spot here on July 23rd when the Midwest Asphalt Champ Kart Series ran here at Anderson. Randy Nesbitt, who's running 2nd right now, finished 2nd, 1 spot in front of him. So it's Greenwood, Indiana versus Danville, Illinois going at it for the lead once again here. Of course, both races this year with the series at Anderson were won by New Haven, Indiana's Cameron Mason. Of course, he picked up the championship this year, but those guys that ran 2nd and 3rd respectively back in July are doing it again here at tonight's event.
Danville, Illinois, home of the legendary late racer Bubby Jones and Larry and Steve Cannon also. It's great to see a guy coming from Danville, Illinois to run a go-kart at Anderson Speedway, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
How about Steve Cannon, man? What a great storied career he had.
Yeah. Yep.
Think of the advancement we had in technology. We talked about that earlier today with Jeff Bloom. And all the things that have gone on in his 50 years of racing, especially here at Anderson, and the technology. I mean, look at these karts compared to what karts were in the 60s. We had Stan Fox and the Foxco karts. You had to lean like 45 degrees out of it just to get the thing to turn.
Well, and then, you know, clutch would burn up and you would just, but the parts today, quality of race parts top to bottom in every class is superior by a lot to what it used to be. That's why so many cars can finish.
Caution on the speedway. 4 karts have gone for a ride, 2 to the infield. The 82 of Hostetler is on the racetrack. He's now getting back righted. The 52 is Marty Keller. I also saw the number 60 kart, Scott Carson, also spinning to the infield for the 2nd caution. 30 laps to go in the Big John Ginder Memorial 44-lapper. So have you gone online yet and looked for your own Midwest Asphalt Champ Kart? Looks like it'd be a lot of fun. I've not done it yet. We're sitting here next to you, Dave, and I'm just thinking about all the cool things we get to do and calling races at Anderson. This is a first for me to see how good and sporty these karts are on this quarter mile.
We could work on getting you a ride,
Jim.
Could you? I think, yeah, we can work on it.
All right.
Yeah. I'd cheer you on. And I might, you know, when it was over, I'd say, well, Jim, I'm proud of you, but buddy, you were slow.
You need to switch back to whatever you were doing before you decided to drive these things.
Next time, Jim, step on the gas.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we timed you with a sand in the hourglass, not a stopwatch. Okay, I got it. You're right. Not a good idea. It'd be fun, though. Be fun for...
Oh, it looks like a rush. Like we said earlier, you know, you're about an inch off the racetrack at top speed, and that's got to be exciting.
All right, Rob Klepper, have you gone online and bought your first Midwest Asphalt Champ Kart yet?
No, but I'm lobbying to get Jim Trado one. You know, Chris Peters currently running in the 5th spot, that 00 car. That's sponsored by Jack's Donuts, and again, they're the ones that brought us the donuts earlier tonight. So pretty awesome deal. Peters having a good run in that 00 as the pace car ducks to the infield, guys. We're going to go back to green here shortly with 30 laps to go.
00 means 2 donuts. Single 0 means 1 donut. I like the idea you get 2 donuts. The 00 as the sponsorship on that cart. He's also coming in here second on the points. Big night for him.
Well, Jack's Donuts, a local staple here in central Indiana. Excellent product. Really good donuts.
Looking to get home the big trophy tonight for the Big John Ginder Memorial is our race leader, the number 25 of Chris Roten. He's running ahead now. I don't know. I see some other teams now battling here. I say teams meaning 2 carts maybe. Had some communication during that caution.
Well, you know, it's hard to figure there. We see a move for third right there. But Chris was pounding on his helmet as they had that restart a minute ago, and I'm not sure what he was trying to signal the cart behind him.
I saw him signal to the left-hand side, up the side of the cart, perhaps meaning we're going to go to the inside. If you want to, I'm going to stay low. He also has signaled forward, like moving his hand forward, saying,
"Yeah, I get that.
Get me now, yeah.
Let's go, let's go." You know.
Yep.
But I didn't know what he was trying to signal when he had the palm of his hand slapping the side of his helmet.
That's an assignment for Rob Klepper to follow up on. At some point, we hope to talk to that race driver in the number 25, leading this race thus far. Working lap 19.
Coming up on halfway here.
Oh, that was not discussed. If you went to the outside, I'm not going to go with you. I've got to protect the bottom.
Now we're really going to see some hand signals.
The race is on, and it's not going to be the top 2 that are going to stay up there. They're running side by side now. Roten in the 31 of Nesbitt. No, oh, man, somehow, some way they found themselves back together. And the 00 of Peters now has come to 4.
Jack's Donuts is on the move.
Moving on up. All that was precipitated by the 227 of Mitchell Stotts looking to the inside of the 31 of Nesbitt. Into turn 3 a couple laps ago. That really upset what they had in mind. And he ultimately paid the price to Stotts. He's back now battling for 5th or 6th behind this battle for the lead once again.
That's a full bump draft right there. You know, you can see he's right up against the rear bumper and trying to push him out so they can get some distance.
Halfway through this one. Roten leading the number 31 of Randy Nesbitt. Somehow, some way they found themselves back in formation.
You wonder if he's looking behind him saying, who's right there, you know?
Well, they did it right the last time here at Anderson back in July, finishing 2nd and 3rd. Now they've got the lead. They're going to get some lap traffic here.
That yellow helmet is very distinctive. He's really easy to pick up on the racetrack.
Yeah, right there with him is Eric Wallison in the number 1. He's really in the tire tracks of those guys that have dominated this race thus far. I love the fact you can tell the differences. As I was studying these carts, yeah, there's not a lot of body panels to look at, but you see that yellow helmet anywhere, to your point, Dave.
Eric Wallison over from Findlay, Ohio. Again, pretty cool to see a guy coming from Findlay.
Anybody famous from Findlay, Ohio?
Hours. There's a bunch of people famous from Findlay, Ohio.
Where's Rick Ferkel from? Is he from Findlay?
He's from Tiffin.
Oh, that's
Ohio,
right.
yeah.
That's right. I just think of the original outlaw on the number 0, the single 0.
Findlay would be maybe, I think, Greg Wilson, Chad Kimenall. There's a bunch of guys from that area. Ohio's always produced a bunch of really good open-wheel racers.
Yeah, this guy named Brad Doty does pretty good, too.
And a real refined, gentle, soft-spoken guy named Jack Hewitt.
You wrote a book with Jack. How much fun was that?
Oh, lots. Yeah, lots. Lots that we couldn't put in the book. It was great.
He doesn't hold back, though.
No.
If you want to hear an answer, just ask him a question.
Yeah.
He'll give you the answer.
Yeah, as he said, not sugar-coated.
Nope.
So these guys have really pulled away here.
Top 3 have broken away. Wallison.
Right there.
Whoa, right. That was just a move he had to make almost. The 25 Roten just said, you know what? I need to go up by high off of turn 4 here. I don't know what the reason was. Is he reaching back on the motor now?
You lead a while and I'll lead a while.
Caution on the racetrack. We're going to slow him down here. A wheel is rolling through the infield.
Yep, watch out now.
Good job by the camera guys to find it. Cart wheels are not that big.
Well, the wheel is not broken, so you'd have to say the lug nuts came loose. And I don't know if they call them lugs on go-karts, bolts.
Bolts. That wheel went bowling down the racetrack.
See how sticky it is. You see the pebbles.
Yeah.
And
some series make you put the cart number on the rim so they can come back and say, hey, is this yours? But I think it's pretty easy to spot which one's got 3 wheels on tonight.
You can, yeah. It really affects the handling of the car.
Rob Klepper, have you got your hands on a donut and or a loose wheel down there?
No donuts left down here in the infield, but I did see that wheel going for a ride down there in turns 1 and 2 as the caution came out. But I wanted to say, Roten, your leader there in the 25, just turned his fastest lap of the race. In fact, it is the fastest lap of the race, 15.507. So still showing a lot of speed. Now, I could have got a little help. These guys kind of using the bumpers to get around the racetrack, the draft style. But, man, they're getting around here in a hurry. And I got to imagine that when you're sitting in those carts with about 15 laps to go, it must feel like you're doing about 300 miles an hour. I mean, you're talking about your butt's like 2 inches off the ground.
Oh, there's no question. It would be an exciting deal, no doubt.
Now, you guys both probably wrote some books. I have never written a book, but I'm going to use a 4-syllable word for what Roten just got there. It was an advantageous caution. He lost the lead. The caution comes out. They revert back to the last leader or the last lap, or they scored last, and he'll get the lead back on this restart.
Yeah, they go back to the last completed field lap. So that was a break.
It was. I'm usually a monosyllabic guy, so it took me a little while. Thank goodness there was a long caution here to get a 4-syllable word out of there.
I'm impressed.
Yeah. One cart slowing on the apron in the backstretch, trying to form up here.
There you go. See
More hand
that?
gestures.
Did you see that?
Yep.
He slapped his helmet. I'm not sure. Maybe he's telling himself, no mistakes.
Right.
Stay focused.
Yep. One way to get himself back into it.
Right. Very interesting. Again, awesome camera work. We're riding in the car with these guys when they're in tight like that on that
exciting.
shot.
If you've got like an 85-incher at home, you're right there with us. This is cool.
Yeah, Klepp was right. You'd have to feel like you're going way fast,
See if Roten does here. He's looking behind him already, saying, okay, you got a plan? I got a plan.
See if he does that again where he's like maybe a ritual where he's saying, okay, stay focused.
And perhaps he knows the speed is in the car behind him. I mean, how many times has he pushed him the entire way around? So if Roten has any issues, hey, if I give you one spot and get behind you, we can still work as teammates. Nesbitt is in that number 31 sitting behind him as we go single file back to green here at Anderson Speedway.
They're racing really tight, Jim, but they haven't worn each other out. They're not running over each other. That's pretty cool. I mean, I don't think you really want to do that here.
I'm really glad they're squared off bumpers front and rear on these Midwest Asphalt Champ Kart series as we go caution again.
Trouble in the front straightaway, maybe coming off of 4.
Yep, the 72, our pole sitter, Joe Warner, front nose damage. Nosed it in.
Good shot of that engine right there.
Replay now of our pole sitter and the incident he had here. Last car on frame here. Gets the inside of the 5, spins the 5 around just for sheer quicker speed into the corner. And both carts into the wall, including the number 5 of Bill Warner. Warner got the worst of that one. One more look here. Yep, just a quick snap there. He looked to the outside, just wasn't able to clear him soon enough. Made the move, caught the rear tail of the 5, and both went up to turn 4. Bill Warner in the number 5, spinning back into the wall. And the 72 there, climbing out. Joe Warner nosed it in. The number 5 cart driver, Bill Warner of Ashley, Indiana, swept up into that one as a 2-cart incident, put us under caution here.
I just think it's cool, Jim, that these guys with these carts, they can go back home and, you don't have to have a big, huge shop to take care of a car like this. And this is really grassroots racing. The core of racing, really, guys like this are what really keep everything going,
Yeah, and there's the number 5 cart. He's ready to go back at it. I thought there would be damage on the rear nerf of Bill Warner's cart, but he got it slowed down enough. He was involved in that incident. He spun around, went up to the wall, but it looks like didn't get much damage. Nice job, Bill, by locking it down as he gets spun off of turn 4. Maybe it's a little askew there. He'll reform at the rear. Waiting to get his turn here to get forward here. 44 laps the duration, 14 left in this one. Working lap 30 on this restart, and yep, oh boy, that's not good.
It looks like he's got something up against the tire.
Yeah, you might have knocked the rear axle over or something to get in there. Yeah, he's looking at it
trying
now.
to figure out something doesn't feel right.
That rear wheel walking in that solid axle. Could have been more damage than we initially thought. He went backwards up to the wall. Didn't think he got into it. I think he did. Green flag out. Back underway. Roten in the 25 will lead us. Nesbitt in the 31. How long will he stay as the bridesmaid? How long will he stay tucked in as a teammate? When will he make his move? We saw some really great racing at the end of the heat races earlier today on our stream, MAV TV, live on Flow Racing. The pass came in turn 3 off of turn 4 in these Champ Kart heat races for a photo finish in this second heat race at least. And here we go. Roten and Nesbitt joined by the number 1 of Eric Wollison. In the mix, the 227 of Mitchell Stotts. And the 00, the Donut King, Chris Peters.
12 to go.
Jack's Donuts, the sponsor on that one. Sitting there in that purple 00.
It's tightened up a little bit here.
I don't know if I'm in a good spot. If I am the number 25 of Roten, am I in the best spot? Am I a sitting duck? If these guys line up behind him, and Nesbitt's stuck to the rear bumper of the 25, will there be enough communication and work with Eric Wollison now, running third, and the 227 of Mitchell Stotts? The 00 Chris Peterson cannot afford to make any drastic moves. Second in points, Cameron Mason, the point leader heading into this one. Not in the field. Already wrapped up the championship. But he ought to run strong. Chris Peterson certainly wants to make his best effort run. He's running in the 5th spot. Flaring wide there, just out of view, the 227 of Mitchell Stotts. Now it's a 3-kart breakaway just that quickly. And Stotts trying a different line. He went to the high side in turn 3. It's going to work to get 3rd spot. Mitchell Stotts at the outside of the 1 of Eric Wollison. Wollison's got that speed and momentum down low. Not this time for Stotts.
Stotts in the 227's got a fast kart, but he's just not able to get.
Touching wheels there momentarily. The number 1 of Wollison letting that number 31 of Nesbitt know he's got something. Nesbitt has pushed the race leader to the point on multiple occasions on every restart. On the initial start, they got the lead by doing just this, pushing each other forward. Nesbitt into the 25. No room on the bottom. Literally no room on the bottom, and somehow Wollison saved it.
Stotts seized the opportunity in the 227 here. Now, let's see what he can do. Look at this, going to the outside.
What does
Nesbitt
Nesbitt do?
He's got a fast kart. Look at that.
Nesbitt stays with the leader.
To do that on the outside is impressive.
Great run, and look on the inside of Wollison. Now it's a 3-wide battle.
That dude's fast.
A big bump and run by the 1 of Wollison on the 31 of Nesbitt.
He said, who is that out there?
Drag racing down the backstretch. This is for the lead in the Big John Ginder Memorial 44-lapper. Under 5 to go.
He has got a great kart, but that's hard to do on the outside.
Great racing here. Wollison and the 227 of Stotts have worked together to this point. They're now racing side by side for second with 2 to go.
Great race,
and
Jim.
Nesbitt's trapped in with the 227 of Stotts.
Look at this. Great race. White next time.
And Nesbitt's doing another great job pushing.
Look at that.
And
they work together.
25 of Roten is out to lunch. He's back to 5th.
White flag. What a race.
Roten thought he had this thing won. And look at this. The 227 of Mitchell Stotts out of Milan, Illinois. Can he hold on for the final few feet of this racetrack? To the line. It's Stotts winning. Second to 31, Randy Nesbitt. Wow. Great run. Patience by Mitchell Stotts. He got shuffled back to 5th or 6th at one point. Just a great run there. The number 25 of Roten, not happy. Stotts won a fist bump. I think the 225 driver wants a discussion.
It might be a miscommunications.
Well, wind him down here.
I didn't really see anything that Stotts did with contact.
Stotts got to the inside of Nesbitt. That upset the lead train. I don't know if that was part of it. But
his move to the outside, man, was impressive. That's a hard way to do it.
And he pinned Roten to the outside. I mean, to the inside. He made him run his run made his run. He decided for Roten what lane he had to run, I'm trying to say.
Roten is not pleased.
More truck owners are switching to Ram, which means more people behind the grill are switching to Ram.
Gonna flip that?
And more people behind the grill. More first leg of the road trips. More uncles who take Thanksgiving football games too seriously. And more people who can't resist telling you that the leaves are changing.
Leaves are changing.
Are switching to Ram.
Now get 1.9% financing for 60 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash on the 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab.
Stotts was able to do what he got to do there, run the bottom after getting the lead. He's climbing out. You see that man climbing out as a winner at Anderson Speedway. Mitchell Stotts, the winner tonight at Anderson. Rob?
Going around to congratulate some of the other competitors. I mean, take me through the final couple laps there, Mitchell, because that was one heck of a show, man. You put that thing in a place where we didn't think you'd be able to do it. Drove this car to the front, man. Nice job.
Oh, thanks. I just want to thank the series for letting us come out here and race. The MACKS series. We got some sponsors we'd like to thank for them. So we got Brett Whitten, we got Performance Manufacturing, Colonial Tavern. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath, guys. Buddy Wilson, Shortcuts, Clayton Auto Parts, Brad Anderson Racing, and Hoosier Tire. Thank you for letting us come out here and race, guys. Anderson Speedway, thank you very much.
What's it like behind the wheel for the folks that have never seen these cars around Anderson Speedway? I mean, it looks like a super speedway for you guys out there.
Yeah, so in these go-karts, they're so reactive and so responsive to whatever you do. When I stuck it on the outside, I tried to do what the old Rod Stats did in the 1992 IKF Grand Nationals. He drove around Ralph Wooder, the owner of Uncle Frank's, drove right around the outside, took the victory. That was back when IKF was really, really big. He's my father. A little emotional because I remember all that stuff. But it was a big win. Cole Roten, I want to thank him. He's taught me a lot. I've only actually drove these champ carts 3 times, so it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun, guys.
Well, congratulations on a big win. Just you guys put on a heck of a show, and good to see you guys here at Anderson Speedway.
Oh, thank you. Before I go, I want to thank my sponsors on my actual go-kart as well. I got Firewater, which is my own business for dirt karting. If you guys are interested in any tire prep, even for asphalt, if you guys are able to run it, give me a holler. Precision Drive Systems is clutches I build, so I got clutches out here in the field. There's one right here. Here's one here. There's one another cart out there. Rick Stroud, he's my main man that goes on me for long trips. Thank you very much, Rick. The guys and my wife that are watching back home on TV, thank you, Mad TV. Thank you, Flow Sports. This is awesome.
Congrats, man. Go celebrate.
Thank you very much.
Guys, a great win and a great racetrack as he gets it done around the outside here tonight at Anderson.
The big John Ginder trophy for him, well earned. I'm glad to see we were wrong.
Yeah.
Cole Roten was actually saying, hey, you got it. You did it right. I talked to you about it, but you had to drive it, and you won the thing.
Yeah. I like that version better.
Yeah, let's rewind and do that one again. We're live on MAV TV on Flow Racing. We hope you join us. Our next race for the 500 Sprint Car Tour, the deciding race, the championship race, comes up on Championship Saturday, October 22nd, 5 p.m. Eastern. Join our live coverage on MAV TV of the 500 Sprint Car Tour, presented by Auto Value and Bumper to Bumper Parts Stores. It comes your way on MAV TV from Lucas Oil, IRP in Brownsburg, Indiana. If you could join us, we'd love to see you there. If you can't, we got you covered right here on MAV TV in the inaugural season championship race for the 500 Sprint Car Tour, Saturday, October 22nd. And that'll wrap up our coverage. Oh, hang on. Hoosier Auto Racing fans get their chance at Victory Lane one more time. Love it. Hey, we've had a great time bringing you the races tonight. Dave Rockerby, it's always been a pleasure sitting next to you, talking to you, off air, on the air. Great to see you back home at Anderson, and it was a fun night once again.
It was a great night for racing. Nice show, and glad for everybody to be here.
And our great crew. Man, we got a great bunch of folks. We're heading off to Toledo Speedway for this Saturday's ARCA season finale. You'll see that on MAV TV. A lot of the folks working tonight will be there to bring that championship to a close. on the high banks in Toledo, Ohio. We hope to see you then, and make sure you follow along on MAV TV. We've got a lot of good things going, and want to thank you for joining us tonight on MAV TV and Flow Racing. I'm Jim Trado on behalf of our entire MAV TV production crew. We hope you enjoyed it. A great race once again put out here, brought forth at Anderson Speedway, the 500 Sprint Car Tour, the Movers Champ Karts, as well as the Kenyon Midgets. We hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.